Notre Dame de Paris, also known as The Hunchback of Notre Dame, by Victor Hugo. Narrated by Robin Nixon. Volume 2, Book 7, Chapter 1, The Danger of Confiding One's Secret to a Goat. Many weeks had elapsed. The 1st of March had arrived. The sun which Dubartas, that classic ancestor of periphrase, had not yet dubbed the Grand Duke of Candles, was none the less radiant and joyous on that account. It was one of those spring days which possesses so much sweetness and beauty, that all Paris turns out into the squares and promenades and celebrates them as though they were Sundays. In those days of brilliancy, warmth and serenity, there's a certain hour above all others when the facade of Notre Dame should be admired. It is the moment when the sun, already declining towards the west, looks the cathedral almost full in the face. Its rays, growing more and more horizontal, withdraw slowly from the pavement of the square and mount up the perpendicular facade, whose 1,000 bosses in high relief they cause to start out from the shadows, while the great central rose window flames like the eye of a cyclops, inflamed with the reflections of the forge. This was the hour. Opposite the lofty cathedral, reddened by the setting sun, on the stone balcony built above the porch of a rich Gothic house, which formed the angle of the square and the Rue de Parvis, several young girls were laughing and chatting with every sort of grace and mirth. From the length of the veil which fell from their pointed coif, twined with pearls, to their heels, from the fineness of the embroidered chemisette which covered their shoulders and allowed a glimpse, according to the pleasing custom of the time, of the swell of their fair virgin bosoms, from the opulence of their under-petticoats, still more precious than their overdress, marvellous refinement, from the gauze, the silk, the velvet, with which all this was composed, and, above all, from the whiteness of their hands, which certified to their leisure and idleness, it was easy to divine that they were noble and wealthy heiresses. They were, in fact, Mademoiselle Fleur-de-Lis de Gondelaurier and her companions Diane de Christoyle, Amelotte de Montmichel, Colombe de Gailfontaine, and the little Champchevrier maiden, all damsels of good birth, assembled at that moment at the house of the Dame-widow de Gondelaurier on account of Monseigneur de Beaujeu and Madame his wife, who were to come to Paris in the month of April, there to choose maids of honour for the Dauphiness Marguerite, who was to be received in Picardy from the hands of the Flemings. Now, all the squires for 20 leagues around were intriguing for this favour for their daughters, and a goodly number of the latter had already been brought or sent to Paris, and these 4 maidens had been confided to the
Sample complete. Ready to continue?